young man was shot in the face, and that's why they have a police car in handcuffs for up to 6 hours.
I knew something was wrong. Just had that gut feeling.
Don Waller was worried sick when his son Ryan didn't show up for Christmas dinner. So he asked police to do a welfare check.
The officers checked the house and found a woman deceased on the couch.
Police also found Waller's 18-year-old son.
It appeared he had some injuries in his facial area. It appeared he possibly had been the victim of an assault.
We see them walk out with somebody in handcuffs who looked like my son, but it's nighttime and I could see this person, the side of their face was pretty mangled, and they put him in the back of a police car.
According to the father, his son sat in the back of a police car without medical treatment. Fire dispatch records indicate a unit was sent at 1:30 in the morning to verify the female victim inside was deceased.
Paramedics went in the house and came out of the house later on and drove down the street and never once went and looked at my son that was sitting in the police car.
Why wasn't he transported for medical attention?
I don't know if he was treated initially at the scene. I know the fire department went to the scene for the young lady.
According to fire records, Ryan was transported to the hospital at 6:30 in the morning when detectives learned the young man had been shot in the face.
I'm sick. I'm just devastated. My son is in there. He has to go through surgery. He has bone fragments and bullet fragments in his brain, bleeding in the brain, and I don't know if I'll ever see my son walk out of there again.
We're back live, and as you can see, detectives are still very busy combing the scene, looking for any clues as to who might have done this and why they might have done this. As for the young man, 18-year-old, he is listed in critical condition, and his father tells us he's listed day to day.
My goodness, maybe I missed it, but who is this woman who was deceased on the couch?
According to police records, her name is Heather Kwan. She was a 21-year-old female, and that was the girlfriend of this young man, Waller.
Do we know how she died?
You know, they wouldn't list anything. I do know, according to detectives, that she might have been shot as well. They wouldn't give us any information as to how many times or where she was located in this house. They do know that she was located on a couch.
Wow, more to come on this one for sure. Thanks, Javier.
Without a doubt.
Good work out there. Thank you, Antoine. A Valley family has questions tonight about why their son, who had been shot in the face, was put into the back of a patrol car instead of an ambulance. Javier Soto is live now with why police say they did not seek medical attention. Javier?
Bev, Don Waller says he was worried sick when his son Ryan didn't arrive for Christmas dinner. So he called the police department to do a welfare check here at his home. Well, once they arrived on scene, they found a very bloody situation. They found a 21-year-old female shot dead and his 18-year-old son Ryan Waller shot in the face. But according to the public information officer with the Phoenix PD, they say they didn't know the young man had been shot and thought he had only been badly beaten. So they put him in the back of a police car while they investigated. Now, fire dispatch records indicate a fire unit was sent, but only to determine the female victim was deceased. Mr. Waller says his son sat in the back of a police car with a hole in his face for up to 6 hours.
The paramedics went in the house and came out of the house later on and drove down the street and never once went and looked at my son that was sitting in the police car.
Now we've listed him as a victim. I don't know if anybody knew what happened at that point in time. Now, I'm not going to make any assumptions. There's a number of scenarios that could have happened.
Now, there are some pictures of Ryan Waller, who remains in critical condition in intensive care. His father just dropped off those pictures moments ago and said that even if he did look badly beaten, he should have been given some medical attention. Now, as far as the investigation into this shooting, well, detectives are still combing the scene, looking for any clues, and are asking for the public's help at this time.
So at this point, Javier, they don't know why this shooting took place, what the motivation was, or anything like that?
You know, they really don't have too much to go on. We do know that there was a third roommate who was home when detectives came to do a welfare check. They say she was not involved, she was not hurt, and she is not a suspect.
Wow. All right. Thank you very much.
Don Waller is upset because he says his son didn't receive appropriate medical treatments that he desperately needed. Early Tuesday morning, Phoenix police found a woman dead at this home, and Don's son Ryan was there with injuries to his face. The woman was Ryan's girlfriend. Don said instead of getting his son to a hospital and treating him like a victim, the police put him in the back of a police car and treated him like a suspect. According to fire records, Ryan didn't receive medical attention until 6 a.m. That's 6 hours after he was reportedly put in the police car.
Sick. I'm just devastated. My son is in there. He has to go through surgery. He has bone fragments and bullet fragments in his brain, bleeding in the brain, and I don't know if I'll ever see my son walk out of there again.
Phoenix police are still investigating the double shooting. Ryan Waller is listed in critical condition.
April, KPHO.com.
Phoenix police finally caught up to a man suspected of shooting two people in their Valley home. Richie Lee Carver has been arrested and accused of shooting Heather Kwan and Ryan Waller in the head in late December of last year. Today, a judge set Carver's bond at $1 million. Police conducting a welfare call found the body of 21-year-old Heather Kwan on a couch in the home near 27th Avenue in Glendale with a bullet in her head. The other victim, 18-year-old Ryan Waller, was also shot in the face, but still conscious when police arrived. Waller was taken into custody for questioning and told police that Carver had shot both of them. After hours of questioning, Waller was taken to the hospital where a surgeon had to remove both of his eyes because of the gunshot wound he sustained.
On this crime, to please call Silent Witness at 480-WITNESS.
And police make an arrest in a double homicide. Phoenix police suspect that Larry Carver was responsible for killing two people just one day after Christmas. The victims were Heather Kwan and Ryan Waller. Police say a witness finally came forward with information that helped lead to those arrests.
Now, more than a month after a murder at a Phoenix home, police have made an arrest. This is 24-year-old Richie Carver. He was taken into custody after police searched a home and found enough evidence to make the arrest. It was back in the early morning hours the day after Christmas when police went to check a welfare call at 27th Avenue in Glendale. Once there, they found 21-year-old Heather Kwan dead and 18-year-old Ryan Waller shot in the face. Waller survived, but he did sustain some serious injuries.